Hi there, guys. My name is Tecla, and for those that I have not had the privilege to meet, I am married to Jake, and we have two children, Jay 10 and Jeremiah 4. My husband is American, and I am from Romania. We met at Bible school in Hungary in 2004, and fast forward 17 years later, here we are, blessed to be in this beautiful country to serve a beautiful God and beautiful people. We moved to New Zealand 11 years ago and have no plans to move anywhere else, God willing. I stand before you super blessed, overwhelmed by the kindness of God, truly, as 1 Peter 1:8 says, with unspeakable joy, unable to find expression in words. For the past couple of months, I've been part of the team that have been organizing the women's conference, and I just want to share a little bit about it. At times during the preparations for the conference, I felt my heart could not encompass the amazing feeling of God's presence alongside us, and we cannot contain God. His ways and thoughts are higher than we can ask, imagine, or think. As we were writing in the letter that we sent to you, we so wanted to be together. But obviously, God has better things for each of us this weekend, wherever we are found. Preparing for the conference was and still is an amazing journey, stretching sometimes to the point of breaking, but so worth it. I am enriched through this adventure, and I want to take a few minutes to encourage you in one of the areas I've been encouraged in. My role at the conference was to be your cook, hence my outfit and the location, and I had plans to spoil you. But I want to pray today that you let God's word to be that comfort, that fire in your belly. You know, when you eat a good meal and there is this sense of satisfaction, we know that God is the only one enough, sufficient, and able to satisfy us and fill us up with his goodness. The one area God has shown himself to me through the conference preparations is that he is sovereign. Sovereign over time, circumstances, people, governments, lockdowns, whatever comes, he is sovereign. And his plans cannot be thwarted. He will send the ram, the whale, the donkey, the fish. We know the stories. He can take care of whatever situation we might find ourselves in. He cares. Matthew 10:29-31 in the Amplified Bible says, "Are not two little sparrows sold for a copper coin? And yet none of them fall to the ground apart from your Father's will. But even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. For the Father is sovereign and has complete knowledge. So do not fear, you are more valuable than many sparrows." In verse 29, it says that not one of them falls to the ground without the Father knowing. The word to fall can be translated to reduce to inactivity, to be reduced to this condition, to be done away, to be severed or separated from, to be rendered entirely idle or useless. My friends, yes, the conference has been rendered to a few short recordings, but I have such confidence that our Father had complete knowledge, and I find so much comfort and peace knowing that he knows, don't you? The Bible tells us in Acts 16 that Paul and Silas were in prison praying and singing hymns of praise to God, and the prisoner were listening to them. And suddenly there was a great earthquake, so powerful that the very foundation of the prison was shaken, and at once all the doors were opened and everyone's chains were unfastened. Paul and Silas were in difficulty. I was reading this morning that difficulty is the first stage of a miracle. The more impossible the situation, the bigger the stage for God to show up. Life is full of fumbles and stumbles and so many difficulties with the recent events. We are surrounded by so many opportunities to doubt. The world is pushing in, pushing under, pushing over, telling us what to value. So take your cues from your Father and his word. Do not worry. God is in control. Nothing falls to the ground apart from our Father's will. Choose to be like Paul and Silas and sing. Sing through the difficulties of life. Find your Silas and pray together. It is so good to have each other. Many of you responded to our email saying he is not surprised by any cancellation or postponement. That is so true. He's not. We were brought into this world for such a time as this, unprecedented to us, but nothing is new under the heavens. We know that. So stand strong and courageous together. You are of more value, of more worth, because his son came to so we can live. His son came so we can call him Father. You are precious. You are beloved. You are the apple of his eye. In him, you have boldness and access with confidence through our faith in him. We know that if we draw near to him, we find mercy and grace, help in time of need. My Father, your Father knows. And that's enough. Rest. So when we decided to postpone the conference, I wasn't disappointed. I just concluded that God knows best. My sister, my sisters, you are of more value because when God looks at you, he sees Christ and his finished work. Nobody can estimate the value of a soul for which Christ has given his blood and his life. Have confidence in his goodness, for he who so dearly purchased you will look after you. I will leave you with the words found in Psalm 4:8, one of my favorite, that at the day's end, be ready for sound sleep because he will keep you safe. Have yourself a good big serving of these recordings and a nice dollop of cream. Take a seat, and I hope you will conclude that God knows best. And God willing, we'll see you in all in March. Love you.